um, I was sitting there having a conversation. I said, let me go ahead and live this up real quick. Because my best times is when I'm off the internet, I'm off or I'm off my channel. Anyway, welcome everybody. So listen, check this out. Somebody need to get them some cayenne pepper before I forget. Go to Sprouts and get you cayenne. Cayenne. They come in capsules. Okay, you can choose to swallow them, but this is my concoction. Okay, this is for the winter. Listen, cayenne pepper. Get you some honey, but make sure you find the honey with the cone in the jar or the cone. Okay, it's kind of dark, but it has a cone in it. Find that honey. You're welcome to put some lemon juice in it or some lemons in it if you want. You get you a tea bag, whatever tea you like. It doesn't matter, green or black. Some apple cider vinegar. Okay, 2 capfuls, just a cap. You get a small bottle, just a cap. Okay, right in with your black tea. You take the capsules, go to Sprouts and get it. Don't use cooking cayenne pepper because the Sprouts does something when they make it like that for your stomach. It's different. Okay, and then you got to choose which heat level you like. You understand what I'm saying? But definitely get your cayenne pepper. Take 2 capsules, open them up, sprinkle them in your tea. I mean with your honey. Pour your honey in your cup first. Put your cayenne pepper in there. Okay. I even my recipe, I do turmeric and I do rosemary powder. Okay, but you don't have to do all that. The most important thing is make sure you get that cayenne, honey, lemon, 2 capfuls of apple cider vinegar, and a tea bag. Okay, in the morning. And I guarantee you, whatever that congestion you have when you feel it coming up and that your allergies and stuff, trust me, it's good for you. So that's for somebody. Okay, make that your winter thing, and try to get water in your system every morning. I've started that. Water's first, like it or not. All right. So anyway, we tapping on a little bit different subjects real quick. I was having a discussion with an associate of mine, and for some reason she had brought up the twin flames and all this stuff. You know, a lot of people just don't bring that up. So I'm listening to her, and she was talking about this. I'm gonna say reader that she was listening to, and she was like, uh, "He's doing this, he's doing that." She's. I'm just listening to her talk. Most of the time, a lot of the times when people are talking to me, and if I disagree with something, I don't even tell them. I don't get into that shit. I don't get into those debates. I don't even tell them. I just let them talk, right? But we didn't do that this morning. Check this out. So, and she's telling me about the divine feminine, the divine masculine, twin flame, da 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 da, and he doing this. I said, listen. Check this out, because I let her finish. I don't interrupt. I let people finish, because I'm gonna finish it. Okay. When you are connected soulfully to somebody, okay, because see, my channel really is for you to get the tip, and so you can dip. That's what I'm about. If you pay attention to what I'm saying to you, there's no storylines and no headlines over here. I'm not doing headlines and storylines. I'm not doing that. We're doing guidelines. Like I said in the title, free will was an experiment that was designed by design. Some things is my opinion, and some things is gonna be facts. It was designed. Yeah, you can go ahead and do them drugs. Yeah, you can go ahead and steal. You can go ahead and kill. Yeah, you go right ahead. Free will is nothing but a split of the light and the dark. That's what free will is. Okay? You literally have to find your way back to your divine origins. Literally. Maybe with a headlight. That's why it's important to turn that light on in your head. For those who get it. Because that's how you're going to see your path. And you may not like what you see in your path, but you have to, it's like the Hunger Games. You feel what I'm saying? It is the Hunger Games. This is assimilation. Assimilation. This whole realm is assimilation, man. Those who get that. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this shit. But you have to fight your way back home. This is the purpose of the twin flame. Okay? You know when your twin is bucking, ducking, and fucking. Excuse me. You know. Whether you want to know or not. You see all the activities. That's why you got some people online talking about folks in cartel and government shit. Okay. Okay. People are missing over shit like that. Pay attention. Because people are so busy trying to be the best of the rest and compete and you repeat, you gonna mess around and track some shit to you that you ain't gonna wanna, you can't deal with. If somebody feel like you onto something, I stay with you. Guys gotta fight your way back to your divine origins with little or no assistance. You do have help, you just don't know because you got to call on it. So this is why I try to keep shit simple. Now, real quickly, so you're going to know. So my point is, if you're going to other people, and this was a discussion I had this morning with her, if you're going to a tarot reader to find out what your so-called twin flame or divine masculine is doing, you're not a twin flame. What are you doing? You're not. That's facts. You see everything them suckers and buckers is doing and don't want to see. And ask the Father, why you seeing it? Why I got to see this? You see all the chain lines and deadlines. I mean, it's how you think they keeping up with you? How you think they know? Same for the other party. Some of them just take it and use it to try to slay you with it and sway you with it and play you with it so they can delay you with it. It happens. Free will. They took their free will and they did their will. Okay? And when you do that, you vibrate on certain frequencies that I've been talking about ever since I came out. I've never changed my rhythm. You can take me all the way back. I've never changed my rhythm. My rhythm stay the same. I stay the same, Jane. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, you have to, you're going to know. First of all, and twin flames are not focused on what the divine masculine is doing. They're not focused on if he's in karma or is he in drama or is he in dharma. They don't focus on that. That's 3D shit. That's petty shit. That's dumb shit. That's not what they do. The twin flames are presently reuniting to complete their mission. We are on a mission. Humanity has been long trapped by the forces of darkness and today stands poised to emerge from the dark and rise to a higher dimension. How you going to rise to a higher frequency in a higher dimension when you still on the 3D dimension talking about what he's doing in his physical life, in his strife? That's not how twins are connected and directed. No. Twin flame has become a propaganda. That's what didn't happen. I'm going to leave it right there. And it's up to you to discern. Propaganda. I've never, ever, ever consulted a tarot reader or a pathetic reader about no twin flame. For what? She can't tell me nothing. I see it. Whether I like to or not. The shit almost drove me to my ends meet. I got tired of seeing what the shit I was seeing. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to see it no more. I had to ask Father, why I continue to see this? Nasty shit. I don't want to see it. Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to see it. And it comes out of nowhere. You ain't got to focus on them. Like what? And you be saying, what the hell are you doing? That's that free will. Free will is an experiment. See, be what you want, do what you want. Yeah, you go out there and just free will. So what I'm saying is, it's up to you to turn your will. It's like when you're driving. Are we gonna take this road right here and it's gonna lead us into a damn lake? It's not easy. So folks are so busy listening to hype shit, getting hyped. Let me hype you up. But instead, we need to be tightening up. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you now, this is what we was put here for. You have to rise. You have to rise. It's all about. It's not even about your actions. It's intricate. It's more. It's like a spider web. Literally, you have to watch and you have to be aware. Being in the present moment. I'm gonna give you a tip for that. Being in the present moment is just being in the present moment. If you're driving, you know that your feet are on the pedal. You see the trees, the freeway. You're listening. You in the present moment. You're not thinking about anything else. You're not thinking about no doctor's appointments or what you didn't do. None of that. That's being in the present moment. If you're walking, you're embracing the whole atmosphere. You're embracing the way you're walking. You know, your left foot is on this side. Your right foot is on that side. You're listening to the dirt crunch between your toe. Under your sneakers. You hear the birds. You hear the wind blowing. You understand what I'm saying? You're not thinking about anything else but what you're doing right now. And keeping an ear on your inside, keeping an ear on your breathing. This is what we have to practice. And you don't even have to practice. You just have to bring awareness to it. We pay too much attention to the outside. So it's like you have to balance the in and the out and the out and the in. It's strange. You'll get there, though. Okay? So they talk about it's advanced souls and twin flames. Twin flames don't go around here looking for what? So my little associate, she got real upset. Listen, you brought the conversation to me. Because our discussion right now gave me a concussion. I'm not lying for the shit that she was saying about it. What are you doing? They so caught up in these labels, they cable themselves, they label themselves. And then they disable themselves. I'm telling you. And that's what the enemy do. Because what's happening is this person that you looking at tarot for or focusing on, they ain't even none of you. That's to keep you watching, wondering, waiting. But that's your fault. I don't blame nobody on these platforms for what they're doing. Everybody got to be in place and take their place. Some people got to play the dark part because that's the way you learn, Laverne. That's the way you learn to discern. But you got people that's watching this shit and you doing what? I told her. I was like, okay. I broke it down to her. You're not even making sense right now. You're supposed to be focusing on getting back to your divine origin and realizing who you are and what you are. Not that you better than somebody. Not that you are a chosen one, because right now we all a frozen one. Folks, we still defrosting. Takes a long time to defrost some shit. None of that. Not focusing on who did it and why. Oh, they don't want you to do this and that. What she was talking about, and my family. Listen, you all on the wrong. You all on the wrong mission. You ain't even on mission. You all off track. Okay, so you got the advanced souls. Higher unseen forces are working. Unseen forces are working hard to stop this, and it will take the combined efforts of advanced souls and twin flames to bring the balance of power back into humanity's favor. How we gonna do that? And you focusing on what the hell he doing, and he wants you, and he's thinking about you, and I'm sorry what I did type shit. That's not twin flame. That's some 3D, physical. Okay, so the one light became split into light and dark, male and female, in and out, up and down, hot and cold, and so on. Then both sides of this equation agreed to honor the free will of any soul or energetic being. Basically, nobody's going to stop you from serving the devil. Nobody's going to stop you from doing voodoo. Nobody's going to stop you from doing witchcraft. Nobody's going to stop you if you don't choose the light. Nobody's going to stop you. You choose the dark. That's what the hell that free will is. They're not going to stop you. They ain't going to warn you and they ain't going to turn you. They're not going to stop you. They're going to respect what your honor, the free will of any soul or energetic being. Such as the angels, they participated in the experiment. This is an experiment because they want to see what you gonna do, how you gonna choose, or are you gonna lose. While the forces of light kept their side of the agreement. So the forces of light kept their side of the agreement. The angels, everybody, the spirit guy, everybody kept their side of the agreement that whatever their energetic part we chose as far as souls, whatever we chose, they're not going to interfere. They're not going to try to assist. They're not going to interfere. They're going to honor it. They're not going to warn them. But, okay, the dark side used every trick it could summon to manipulate the circumvent this degree. Okay, so them suckers used the dark side, didn't keep their agreement. They didn't keep their side of the agreement. They used divination, black magic, and all that to see what's going on. They didn't keep their side of the agreement. Okay, so what else I want to tell you guys? Okay, so in order to ascertain whether the true light could find its way back to its point of origin, all souls upon incarnation on earth agreed to pass through the veil of forgetfulness, and in doing so forget their divine origins. All beings once on earth can only be helped if they ask for help. Of course, not remembering that such help even existed left them at a distinct disadvantage. The dark side, however, would benefit just as long as it could prevent all souls from remembering who they truly were. If the dark side can keep souls focused on mundane, day-to-day matters, their desires for sex and food, for shelter and conditional love, it can maintain control. Okay? And that's what's going on right now. Focusing on, I'm going to just say dumb shit. The dark side's greatest triumphs were in the engineering of religions around the beings of pure light who arrived periodically to stir the souls into remembrance. That's what our job is, just to stir you into remembrance. That's it. Not to tell you what is about to happen, not to tell you what happened. It's to stir you into remembering who the hell you are. It's a fight back, to take flight back to where we need to be, our divine origins. Because you got motherfuckers in your way. And we ain't talking about physical things. We talking about things you can't see, touch, hear, shit. You got to pay attention. So you got to keep still and be still sometimes. Observe the obvious in silence. Please. Okay, so that's why I always tell you, do your research. This is what I'm telling you. Religion became as one insightful human with one day note. Okay, through the forces of fear, many a man and woman endlessly through cycles of birth and death. Let me see. Forgetting a little more each time what they held within them. Okay, so as you go through the cycles of birth and death, you forget. If you keep going through the cycles of birth and death, you forget. They're saying you forget who you are, and that's what they want you to do. They want you to stay asleep. I can't express that. They want you to stay asleep. You stay asleep. I'm telling you. They want you to forget. Okay, so each time we go through the birth and the death situation, you forget the very God essence we're seeking successfully in the external world. Let me see. The effect of the veil of forgiveness have been in suppressing all knowledge of individuals' history, linkage, and soul gifts. We all have soul gifts. There's no such thing as a chosen the fuck one. We all are frozen ones. We all have soul gifts. Anybody else tell you something different, they playing for the dark. Okay? I don't care what nobody say. Okay? Because we were all put under the veil of forgetfulness. Not one person, not two people. All of us was. Shit. So how are you better than me? Or you chosen? And what am I? Fuck out of here. The inhabitants of the earth was obvious to their God's strength and had come to believe they had a pathical place upon the earth as little more than a human ant, birthed into struggle and to release into death. There was the there was for the most part a life of misery and suffering, of clinging to and losing, of striking out, wounding, in return being wounded. Occasionally some measure of the conditional love was experienced, usually just enough to bring about the reproduction of the species. Okay, so basically saying a lot of people in a lot of conditional motherfucking relationships and marriage, and bringing on the species mean they're having babies in these conditional love relationships, which we need. Yes, that's true. And nothing short of a miracle was going to change that. The dark side was for all intensive matters desperate to survive itself. The dark side is desperate to survive. That's why they always connive. When the Guardians quarantined the lesser universe and the dark side turned away from source, all dark energy lost access to the external and sustaining energies of the source. Okay, they lost their access. Do you understand? To source. So you connected to source. So when folks talking that shit, they lost their access to the shit a long time ago. Incarnating souls, on the other hand, did not. Within each heart lay a tiny spark of God, of the one true source, and it was this energy that the dark side required to maintain its form and its dominance in the realm. Without access to this energy, its collective power would diminish, eventually fail. Yet an ignorant sleeping population was an easy power source. We are the ignorant population. It's an easy power source. We are power sources for these motherfuckers. Okay? Please understand that. Power sources. Because we sleeping. Did not just say keep you sleep. For one only had to provoke, listen at this good, for one only had to provoke an emotional outburst of a negativity, and the energetic food source was released into the ethers for harvesting. You hear that shit? That's why I tell you about your thoughts get you caught. Why you think people trying to provoke you, invoke you? Stop looking at them in physical form. They know what the fuck they doing. That's how they feeding off of you. That's how they grieving off of you. And that's how they get in your energy. It's through your emotions, your emotional outbursts. Because we ignorant means that we don't know that, right? So the provoking, what does provoking mean? See what I'm saying? So the dark energies, what they do, you're an energetic food source. Okay, so that when you do that emotional outburst, it goes in the ethers for harvesting. And harvesting, it was indeed where the sleeping humanity able to see the beings amongst them inhaling their they inhale, they say, your ethers like a child does a hot apple pie. Mass panic, insanity would perhaps set in. They said if you could see them doing that shit, you would have a fit, but you can't see them. Okay. Let me see. Let me. Okay, listen. So it said few were those that could see, and those that talked openly about it or who were unable to control it became the clients of the medical profession. It said, now I'm going to say that again. For where those that could see this shit, see them doing it, and those who talk openly about it end up being deemed crazy. End up being put on powerful psychotropical medications, they said. Ain't that a bitch? Because they can see it. Okay? All that bipolar, schizophrenic shit, all that. So psychotropical medications, at least there such people were permitted some degree of respite from the etheric jungle that surrounded them. Some people can see it. That's why they go crazy. I keep telling you, this is not a game. Folks slapping shit like this is a fucking... It sometimes it just be like, what? Hey, I got to mind my business. Who would listen, get the tip, you better dip. That's all I'm saying. It's just... Right? So it's saying the people that can see it end up being on medication. It says psychotropical medications, whatever that means. This was the historical pattern for each of the human races that had graced earth, and would no doubt be the pattern that repeat itself this sixth time around, and useless, of course, toward the end of the cycle when things mattered most. A shift in the human collective consciousness was achieved. Then the outcome would be different. Then, for the first time in Earth's grand history, a great percentage of the population may graduate from the depths of three-dimensional existence and burst forth into higher dimensions in full remembrance of the return journey home. Okay? We're going to leave it right there for now. Like I said, there was a veil of forgetfulness. People, we have amnesia. Everybody has a soul gift. Shit. Everybody has a soul gift. You just have to remember. Okay? So these emotional outbursts, when I tell you they try to apply emotional pressure, this is why you got a lot of emotional pressure being applied in certain things in your life. Because they eat and they feed. That's why that scripture in the Bible say turn the other cheek. That's why they say shit like that. The Bible just give you codes and shit to break down. That's why he tell you that. Turn that other cheek. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to learn how to check shit and not wreck shit. You understand what I'm saying? You need to learn how to check shit without wrecking shit. Basically, learn how to do without getting emotional about it and having an outburst. Just if there's a situation going on you don't like, you check it. Almost like a faucet. If it's leaking, we gonna check it. We ain't gonna wait till we need a plumber. Okay? So that's the end of that. So I just want to give y'all that tidbit. Yeah, I'm just really, yeah. So our jobs is to stir you into remembrance. Everybody's job. One person just can't do it. That's why it's important for folks to talk about all kind of things in different subjects and not repeat and compete, because that it doesn't make no sense to compete for what? You're playing yourself and delaying yourself at that point, because you have to remember who you are. And if you're competing with folks and copying folks and whatever you're doing, you're not remembering. You're still sleeping. And they're feeding off that shit. That's disgusting to me. Yeah. So that's why it's important not to have any emotional outbursts. That's what they love. It's emotions. So things around you that surround you, that get down on you, is for you to have an emotional outburst. And you know, some emotional outbursts sometimes lead people into suicide. Genocide, suicide. Yeah. Some emotional outbursts lead people to kill folks and murder people. That's an emotional outburst. They feed off that shit. Just sucking it up. Okay? So anyway, with no delay, I gotta go. You gotta remember, you guys, what you vibe with, you die with. What you vibe with, you die with. Okay? It's very important to make sure you know what symphony you on, what keynotes you playing for yourself, what tune, whether it's the saxophone or the flute, or the violin or the chinchilla. I don't care what it is. Make sure you make your own rhythm. You're your own symphony. It's you. All right? So it's not that you can't check folks and do what you, because sometimes things need to be put in check. You understand what I'm saying? But just watch your emotional outburst. Because you got to remember, because you the starburst. All right? Got to go. So you guys have a great day. And Pisces, I owe y'all an energy read for your marriage and long-term relationships. I'll see you guys later with that. All right? Take care.